Okay, so next step is to put some kill matting in. We just had the seat unbolted to make sure that it actually would come out and go back in relatively easily. As you can hear, you know, it is loud in this vehicle. Ended up pulling out the stock speakers. I think they're stock. I'm not 100% certain. But pulled them out, probably discard them and replace them with something a little newer. I may probably going to keep this little shroud here. Hopefully I can reuse it in the future, because it actually does look like it fits quite well in the corners there. But you know, get them cleaned up a little bit and get them replaced eventually. But there is no radio. You can see by the distinct lack of radio right there in that hole where it just became blurry. So that's going to be a good thing. I'm going to take the door cards off and put some kill mat in there as well. Additionally, last video, I believe I said I was going to modify the slide that back a little bit. Said I was going to modify the fuel filter and regulator and all that good stuff. So that has happened. Tidied this up quite a bit. It used to run all the way back here and then around, had a check valve and then the filter and then the regulator that was zip tied to this, you know, this, and then it ran, you know, 1.5 feet over top of the headers, you know, safety third, into the carburetor. And but since then I have really tidied that up. Looks a lot better. And I have put the fuel filter down here on a bit of a service loop. Yeah, that's zip tied in there, but I will get that out of there. I'll get that zip tie off of there or loosened up so I can actually, you know, use the service loop. Well, I can, I guess, but it can be a little difficult. Anyway, that's going to help me save that pump a little bit. In the meantime, I will, or before we actually go and put this on the road, I'm going to put another tachometer in here. It had one before. I took it out because it wasn't connected and it wasn't working. Well, it wasn't working because it wasn't connected. But I'm going to put that back in. Should be a relatively quick and easy process. It's 4 wires, one of which doesn't even have to get connected because it's just lights, but I may do that. Who knows? Change the oil one more time. Additionally, I did a little bit of work to the exhaust. Nothing professional at all. I ended up putting the header extenders that I had bought for this thing originally, because I thought that the headers dumped out to 3-inch collectors. They did not. They dumped out to 2.5-inch collectors. So if you look right back there, yeah, focus, there we go. Now, yeah, if you look right there, you see the collector and the old exhaust pipe. Well, that old exhaust pipe was salvaged from the old system, and then step up to the, don't judge the welds, but step up to the 3-inch and then to the 3-inch Borla stainless steel, and then it ended about 6 inches behind the cab. I don't know, probably closer to 1 foot behind the cab. Nonetheless, it's loud. So I put those header extenders there, you know, temporarily, of course. See them. pipe clamped in there, so hopefully that will carry that noise just a little bit further away from my head when going down the road. So pulled the seat out just a minute ago, just to make sure it would come out nice and easy. We got all of the seat belts run through the seat, so that tidies that up. I ended up replacing the door jamb switches on both sides, and wouldn't you know it, the dome light still doesn't work. So there's something else going on there. We'll figure it out eventually. But if and when the kill mat shows up, hopefully, it says December 16th through December 17th. It is the 16th today. And if I know Amazon the way I think I do, it will not show up. And it will say delayed, and it'll be like, hey, you know, we'll replace it if it doesn't show up, you know, in 14 to 17 business weeks. So, you know, that's gonna be a pain in the neck and a couple of feet lower to deal with, but we'll figure it out. If need be, I will just buy another pack of it, and hope that it arrives on time. But who knows? We'll figure it out. When it does actually show up, we'll take this up to the house real quick. We'll get these targets put back in the truck. But we'll take it up to the house real quick, get the carpet ripped out, get some wire wheel, clean up a little bit of the rust on the floorboards here. There's no holes, but you know, I know there's rust because you can tell by the way that it is. If there's rust, you know, you get water on your shoe or what have you, dirt and friction and grinding that dirt in there, it just happens. Rust happens. It's 40 years old. Give it a break. But once that gets cleaned up, we'll do the rust converter on there, spray it down, and let that dry real quick, and then we will throw in that kill matting, and then throw the carpet back on it, not clean it or anything like that, because why would you do that? And that's pretty much it. Oh, and then install that tack. But so more to come. Thanks.